Welcome to Nismo TV, and it's the 2017 Nismo Grand Prix, the ultimate showdown of all the latest Nismo race cars, from the GT500s, GT3s and even GT4s. Here's all the action from Fuji Speedway. Well, we're coming up to through the final set. We're going to see the whole field form up. Slight lock of wheels from the Motor-Lawtech GTR. And when you see the way they just accelerate these GT500 cars, it's astonishing. But the GT3 field, those 9 GT3 cars, indeed, will be very hard to separate through the field, as will these 4 GT4 cars. Some disappointment from people that the Daytona prototype isn't taking part in this race, or the V8 supercar. If you want to see different Nissan Works cars take part in this race, do send them to @Nismo on social media. But the race is about to start. The safety car pulls off to the right-hand side. Big puff of smoke from the Motor-Lawtech GTR. Is that a problem for the car, or is he just locking on the brakes? He's whacking on the brakes, getting heat into the tyres. That's what he's trying to do. The lights are going to go out any second, and the 4 GT500s are going to be released. The Motor-Lawtech car locks his brakes. The lights are on, and we are about to go. Racing now, green lights are on. The S-Road Motor GTR gets a better getaway than the Motor-Lawtech GTR. Well, they're all GTRs, but the S-Road Motor falls back into second. The red car out takes the lead, then the blue car third. Mardenborough at the wheel of that. Now look into the GT300 field. I'm going to call it that through this race, even though it's just GT3 cars. Still trying to get heat into the tyres. That cold temperature of the track is causing problems, and the S-Road Motor GTR is going to be able to tell those 2 Michelin shod cars right at the front of the field. The other 2 cars slightly back down, but the GT3 race and GT300 race, STX, GT3, GT300 all mixed together, working well. We're going to cut back to that, but Ronnie Quintarelli desperately trying to get off the front of the field. This isn't his favourite track. He says that's Motegi, and he's still trying to get heat into those Michelins. And Mardenborough, who likes it when the tyres aren't working properly, is right on the tail of the S-Road Motor GTR, but the Forum Engineering car's disappeared. Trouble there. Is it for the Forum Engineering car, perhaps? And Mardenborough's right on the back of the S-Road Motor GTR. Is he going to make the move? Coming now through the final sector here at Fuji Speedway. Ronnie Quintarelli leads. The S-Road Motor GTR second. Jan Mardenborough in the Calsonic GTR third. Fourth is the, well, now very distant Forum Engineering GTR, and we haven't seen that on the top of the screen. So Kondo Racing not having a good start here at the Nismo Grand Prix. But Jan Mardenborough getting very sideways out of the final corner. He's going to lose time down the straight, but will he get the toe off the back of the S-Road Motor GTR? Ronnie Quintarelli is still trying to get heat into his tyres. The track temperatures are so low. The cars roar past the pits, huge gap. The Forum Engineering car must have had a moment somewhere around on the first lap. Doesn't look to have a problem. Here come the GT300 cars, the GT3 cars. So who's leading the field there? Absolutely together. It's, well, I'm not going to call that because they're 3 wide down to the first corner. It's the Gaynor Tannex, the BMAX Engineering, but into the lead is the Blancpain Endurance Series car, I think, the number 23. Here come the GT4 cars. As I say, all absolutely together. No more than a metre between the 2 of them. And that red and black car, Motoyama Racing car, wants to get in front of the Okaji Jidosha cars. And hasn't quite managed to get past them all yet, and they're not going to make his life easy, but these guys race really well together. It's almost like formation racing with these 3 black and white Z cars in the GT4 class, and he's indicating to let somebody else pass. But look in the GT300 and STX battle. Absolutely, there's the blue number 3 car. That's dropped back quite away from the rest of the field, but the others, they're all just bunched together. So the Blancpain Endurance Series car is about to lose the position to the Gaynor Tannex GTR, but the S-Road Motor GTR is right on the tail of Ronnie Quintarelli. Ronnie Quintarelli must have had a moment somewhere. The S-Road Motor GTR is right on the tail of the similarly Michelin shod GTR. Jan Mardenborough fallen back a bit in the Calsonic liveried car. And the 46 has got into the slipstream. He's going to get a run down past the pits. It's the place every driver wants to do it. Can Quintarelli hold him off? Has a low tyre? No, the S-Road Motor GTR takes the lead, but will he hold it into the first corner? Looks like there's some blue smoke out the back of the Craft sports car there. Was that under braking, or is that an engine problem for that car? The S-Road Motor GTR in the lead now of the Nismo Grand Prix. Ronnie Quintarelli in second position. Don't forget, these cars still have to make a pit stop. It's up to the teams when they make that stop. But look at the GT3 battle. The Blancpain Endurance Series car. Team RJN has lost the position to RJN Motorsport, the NDDP car. And Bumblebee's now getting into the mix. That's unusual. Right across. He's going to try and take the lead. He's going to try and take 3 cars in one. And he's going to make this work, I think. Not quite. The door got shut by the Kondo Engineering. The Freebond car got into 4th position. Bumblebee there in 3rd for now. The Blancpain Endurance Series car's been shuffled down to 5th from the lead in a couple of corners. That's not good for that car. On his tail is a Super Taiki car. Then there's Mintzilla and Bluezilla right together. They're running around as a pack, and here come the GT4s. And it's the 2 teams. There's still, there he is, trying to get the Motoyama Craft Sports Car, trying to get out in front, and it looks like he's taken the lead of the GT4 category. Yes, he has. The 3 other cars aren't going to like that. They're going to gang up on him and try and get him back past him for the lead here of the Nismo Grand Prix. These cars do not have to make a pit stop, remember. It's only the GT500s. The GT3s just have to make a roll through the pits. At what point are they going to do this? Chio, if it is Chio at the wheel, is making a huge gap to Ronnie Quintarelli, and Jan Mardenborough is right on the tail of Ronnie Quintarelli in the Motul Ortec GTR. Is there some problem with the number 23? Can he not get tyre temperature? Mardenborough's going through. Mardenborough's going to be through any moment. This is the red car versus the blue car. This is the classic battle. Can they do it without making contact? This is the 2 rival cars, the famous Super GT rivals. This has gone down for years and years. And the GT4 cars are still, as I say, ganging up on their non-partisan brother. The S-Road GTR, though, S-Road Mola GTR, we believe it is Chio at the wheel of that car, making his way. But the GT3 cars are coming past in a big lump past the pit. Bumblebee now having a look to try and take the lead of the race, and he's got it. He's got it. He's going to get through into the first corner first, but can he hold on to it? Round the outside of the Gaynor Tannock's car, trying to get a move on the NDDP BMAX Engineering car, Kondo Racing, the Freebond liveried blue and white car there just behind, the GT Net car behind that, the Blancpain Endurance Series car, then there's the Inoki liveried Mintzilla, and just behind that at the back of the field is the so-called Bluezilla. And we're going to look back to the GT500 field. Oh, we know we're going to stick with the GT3s. I want to see if Mardenborough's got past Quintarelli yet. We quite haven't seen the red car and the blue car having a race, and I think the cameraman can't bear to watch. All line astern and, well, line abreast, because Chio's in the middle of the traffic and the GT4 cars are holding him up. They're deliberately holding him up. Quintarelli's right there. Well, they're coming past in a big lump. Mardenborough's not cast for Quintarelli yet, but he's having a look now down the inside. He's going to make this one stick. Is he? Not quite. The red car shuts off the blue car, but the S-Road Motor GTR's lost his lead. The GT500 runners are all back together thanks to the intervention of those rather naughty GT4 cars, because it looks like they did that on purpose. The GT4 drivers do not take the GT500 guys that seriously, and they think they want to have all the limelight because they think the racing with the GT4 cars is better. But when are they going to make the pit stop? The S-Road Motor GTR is going to come in. Are they going to change tyres? We'll wait and see. Definitely driver change for that number 46 scheduled. We'll see who gets in. There is Chio or Motoyama. We're not quite sure. Some people say Chio. I think it was Motoyama in the car. But then it's all settled down a little bit. But straight into the pits now for their drive-throughs are the GT3 cars. Now keep your wits about you. This is difficult to follow the Nismo Grand Prix at this stage as to who pits and who doesn't. Wheel cars lead lap. BMAX Engineering, Gaynor Tannock's both in for their drive-through. The number 23 car, Motul, sponsored. Mintzilla in as well, all for their GT3 drive-throughs. And this is where you start seeing the field really get muddled up. 5 laps completed of 12 laps in this race. S-Road Motor GTR leads GT500 and leads overall. Any of these cars can win. Now, the S-Road Motor GTR is into the pits for his mandatory pit stop and driver change. Ronnie Quintarelli takes the lead. Jan Mardenborough in hot pursuit. No sign of the Forum Engineering car. Bad race for them. S-Road Craft. S-Road Motor GTR past my position, and the Forum Engineering car 24 car also in for its pit stop. Where will these cars feed out? There is still a chance that a GT3 car could win this race. So out gets, well, I think that is Chio getting out indeed. And then the driver change there for JP Oliveira and Daiki Sasaki. Long pit stop. Now, they're not changing tyres because there are no new tyres there, but I think they're taking the old tyres off and putting new tyres back on. Yes, they are. They're keeping the same tyres on. They've still got to do a mandatory tyre change, but even though they can't be bothered to change actual tyres. So that is them delivering, and that was a quicker stop for the S-Road Mola GTR team, and it's gone wrong for Forum Engineering. They had to roll through, stalled the car. That's going to hold them up. So the S-Road, well, the 24 car are really out of this now for the Nissan Grand Prix 2017, losing acres of time. But let's see where Ronnie Quintarelli and Jan Mardenborough feature in when they come to the pits. They're going to have to feed back out. And there is those GT3 cars which haven't lost a huge amount of time in the pits, and of course the GT4 cars which have been out there all the time. Now here come the red car and the blue car, and they're still not in. They're going to follow each other around. This rivalry is going to continue. It could be a setup difference between the S-Road Mola GTR, running a bit less downforce perhaps, but these two cars, Motul Ortec GTR, the Calsonic Team Impul GTR, very old rivals. Contact between these two cars is far from uncommon, to the point where the drivers started having to be fined if they started bumping into each other. Mardenborough and Quintarelli were never really the trouble, but let's see. Mardenborough's a hungry driver. He hasn't won a race in GT500 yet, and he really badly wants to. Ronnie Quintarelli has won quite a few and 4 championships, but his rivalry is with JP Oliveri, who now drives the Forum Engineering car. But let's see, it's the red car and the blue car. Mardenborough trying to upset Quintarelli, put him off his stride. The GT4 cars roar past the pits, or whine past the pits, so to speak. Will they make the driver change this time by? Who is leading the race? It's Ronnie Quintarelli from Jan Mardenborough. Who is the leading GT3 car? Well, not quite sure at the moment. I think it's Bumblebee. Yes, it's Bumblebee. The Bumblebee GTR is leading the GT3 STX group of cars, without a doubt. And I've got Michael Crum in the booth with me. And he's looking just as excited as I am by this battle.
Yeah,
now,
what's going on? Give me an update.
Well, we've got Ronnie Quintarelli in the lead, followed by Jan Mardenborough. Jan's not happy with Ronnie in the front.
Yeah, I can see that. And Ronnie just ran a little bit wide in the last corner. That's almost a track limit issue here.
Well, track limits in this Grand Prix don't count, but there is some form between the red car and the blue car, isn't there?
Yeah. This is important now. Jan is really on it, I can see it. But Ronnie doesn't want to let him go.
He really doesn't.
How many laps remaining?
Well, they haven't had driver change for these two cars. We're about halfway through.
But
so still a lot more to go.
Timing.
Yeah.
Good.
Were you not tempted to take the GT1 out and just go and join in with this lot?
Sorry?
Were you not tempted to take out the GT1 and go and join in with this lot?
I would. This morning I drove the car and I followed an older GT500 car and I could almost do the same speed. So I was a little bit... Yeah, I wanted to go out there.
So are they going to stop this lap? The number 24 Motul Ortec GTR's got much higher top speed than these two, so I'm guessing he's got a different setup on the car. He's made the driver change. The Forum Engineering car has also, number 24, has made his driver change, but they stalled in the pits, so they're out of it.
Okay.
But the GT3 cars, half of them done the drive through the pits, but the other half haven't. So it's going to be nice and close to see. There goes...
Where they're coming out, yeah, this is going to be the question.
This is going to be the question. Are they going to stop this time by? Not obliged to stop now on lap 8. Lap 8 now, we're on to lap 8.
From?
12.
12.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
they're due in.
No, they haven't come in now.
No, they're not coming in.
No,
they're still staying out, these
they're
two.
really on it, yeah.
I wonder if they're all on the radio saying stop, stop, stop. Yeah, and stop. And Jan's not giving up.
Could be.
He wants to. He's got a point to prove. Oh, he's just gone past the pits. I think they were flagging him in there, but...
Yeah, I think that was maybe okay, I'm coming in. And maybe he showed to the group that he's coming in this lap, possibly. Okay, now we have to...
Look at these. So they've got the GT3s working through the GT4s, but these are the GT3s who haven't done their drive-through yet.
Okay.
And of course the GT4s don't have to do a drive-through at all. So it's all working out quite nice. Here are the GT3s who have done their...
Yeah, a few years ago I won with the GT1 car. With the drive-through.
Exactly. Yeah. Look, yeah, well there you go. Tsugi is getting a bit grumpy.
Tsugi is not happy because he wants to be out there. Oh look now, because of traffic they're close together. Maybe Jan is making a move now for the hairpin.
Yeah, it'd be good. So
that TV should show them now, maybe.
This is our GT300 STX leader, but not our race leader. But he still has to do his drive-through in one of the number 1 cars in this race. There's more than, actually, I think it's the only number 1. We've got 3 number 3s, but one number 1.
The only one on champion from last time.
But I just saw the Bumblebee GTR just in front of him, actually, the run-up sports car. So actually, maybe the run-up sports car is leading. Yes, it is, but I've given up really trusting our timing screen because it's like this half the race.
Hang on, so this is the Bathurst GTR.
That is the RGN Sports, the Blancpain
Right.
Endurance.
Oh, look at that, look at that.
He's hit,
Yeah,
he's
almost
hit
touched.
Mardenborough. He hit him.
I knew it was.
I know,
They're both going to the
they're
pits now.
both
Both pitting at the
Ronnie
same time.
Kintarelli lost it coming out the last corner, and he hit. Well, is he going to get the fine for bumping into another Nissan?
Well, I don't think they have touched, but it was close. I mean, Jan made a move and Ronnie defended it. Now we're going to see which pit crew is quicker.
This is there's a battle in the pit lane between the red car and the blue car, and don't forget the number 24 S-Road Motor GTR is still out there, and he's on, well, hotter. Look at the 4 GT4 cars past the pits in formation. They're not taking this at all seriously. They're just winding up the the GT500 runners. They're having fun here.
Here we go.
So Matsuda-san pushed in, Jan Mardenborough gets out, Daiki Sasaki into that car. It's not Daiki Sasaki at all in that car. And the time, well,
Yasuda.
It's Yasuda, of course, yeah. Well, you think, oh, I've only commentated this for years.
It's okay.
Oh, it's much quicker away from the red card. Some problems with the car in the pits again.
Yeah,
this is Thailand all over again.
Yeah. This is. Oh my God.
Oh no, it's all gone wrong for Team Import. We're going to see Grumpy Mardenborough. Oh, he's not happy.
No, he almost had the lead there. Yeah, it's a shame. That kind of sums up his year, I guess.
Yeah, it really does. Jan Mardenborough really has not had a good year.
No.
But look, the Ronnie Kintarelli is out in front of the S-Road Motor GTR. And of course, the Calsonic car, the blue car, is out behind. But the S-Road Motor GTR is on hot tyres. Well, actually, they're all on hot tyres, so they didn't actually change tyres. They just took them off and put them back on. But new driver in the car. Will it take him a moment to get up to speed? This is going to be close. Well, the GT4 cars have decided to let the leader in the STX GT3, GT300 made-up class through, but will they let any of his rivals through? Bumblebee is leading that class, but still has to make a drive-through. So the RGN Motorsports car, well, there's Ronnie Kintarelli. He looks very happy about it. Is Jan going to go and have words, though?
Well, yeah, it was close. They're racing. We could see they were racing seriously. I mean, you can't put these guys out and say race for fun. I mean, this is always going to be serious, and we've seen that, and that was fun to watch. It's a shame they're not out together now because the pit stop was a little bit slow on the 12 car.
Yeah, well, it's another problem for Team Import. They really have had some issues with pit work this year, but you see that in Formula 1 as well. It's not an easy thing to do. Well, that's first and second in the made-up GT3 300E class, but there is a huge battle you can see at the top of your screen, and they're the real leaders now. You've got the Blancpain Endurance Series car on the outside, BMAX Engineer NDV, and the Gainer Tannex car on the inside, and they're all being very courteous to each other right now, but they are really racing for position. And they've got that naughty gaggle of GT4s who have a habit of blocking the track.
This looks like a big traffic now.
They're doing it on purpose, aren't they?
Yeah. And I spoke with Kazuki Hoshino before, and he said he definitely wants to win this race. I mean, he's going to take it very seriously. So let's see.
We'll see. Well, there's the blue car and the blue and white car. Those are both the cars that have had issues in the pits. The 24 car, the Forum Engineering car, hasn't been that competitive from the start of the race. But look at this, the GT3 battle going through the GT4 cars.
Are they on the same lap? The 24 car and the 12 car?
Yeah, they're all on the same lap.
So they're fighting for position?
Those two are fighting for position as well.
Well, let's see. The Yokohama tyre is quite strong here on the distance. Let's see.
It's very cold though. It's the track temperature is so low. We saw Ronnie Kintarelli warming his tyres.
Well, this is the interesting thing about Super GT, the tyre wall. Now the leader on Michelin's, then the Impal car on Bridgestones, and the Yokohama car.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got 3 tyre manufacturers. Yeah. But there you go. This is the battle we need to be watching, though, the GT3 cars. Now, where are they all going to be filtering back in and out? Because... yeah, we're coming up to the...
Are they going to take the checkered flags driving to the pit lane?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, I mean, we're still short some GT3 cars at the moment. Working its way through. Yeah, so there you see, the Blancpain Endurance Series GT3 car has made his drive-through stop. But what we haven't seen, as a group of the Bumblebee car, for example, hasn't made it drive through and still has to. And there's only one more opportunity. There's a big red thing on the screen. I can't read that, but it's about the number 12 car.
No, it's just the order how they came through, but this should be the last lap.
Yeah, this is the final lap. So there's some GT3 cars that haven't come into the pits yet.
Yeah, I wonder
Well, have they forgotten about it? They're going to get this way because here they are. The number 3 blue Endless sponsored Bluezilla car, the GT Net car, and indeed.
Maybe they thought, well, if the other guy doesn't go in, I don't go in.
Yeah, exactly. The Bumblebee guy, everybody's staying out. Well, what's going on? A lot of people asking why the GT500 cars took their tyres off and put them back on. They're obliged to make a mandatory pit stop for tyres and driver change, but there's no point in changing the tyres in a race so short, so they just put the same tyres back on again, because they're hot.
Well, on the screen we have 2 Michelin's cars in front of the 46 cars on the screen.
Yeah, the 46 car was out there, so yeah, the 46 car was
just the fastest lap.
Yeah. No,
it's very fast.
They've been going quick around here. That car's been super quick and has been leaving Ronnie behind. But at the moment, the Motor Lawtech GTR is leading, and I think is about to take the checkered flag.
Yeah, checkered flag's coming out.
The checkered flag is waved. So Motor Lawtech GTR wins the Nismo Grand Prix. In second position, it will be the number 46 car. However, is there going to be disqualifications here? Oh no, was 46?
I haven't seen the 46 on practice.
Well, I don't trust our time.
Well, very, very close between the JP
they make
and Jan's car.
Yeah, they came across the line together in the back.
0.1 second.
Very, very close. However, in the GT3 cars, now here is the leader of the GT3 field, but he hasn't come into the pits, and nor has he.
Well, that's too late now.
Well, I don't know how this is going to work. They disqualify them. Well, that's against the rules.
Maybe you've missed them, no? They're 1 lap down here. Or maybe
no, they're because they're still.
We see now they crossed the line. Or maybe they crossed the line in the pit.
They came past at the same time. Well. I think no, because look, the crew is still waiting for the Bumblebee, the 360 Sports run-up car, and the Dijon Racing team is still waiting as well. They're waiting for their car to come back past, but their car hasn't come through the pits. Well. There you go. Nismo Grand Prix, a rule unto itself because it's just made up for each year for one of these years. I think you need to bring the GT1 car back out, Michael, and show them how it's done.
Yeah.
We had Florence Strauss in here earlier.
There's a heritage run. Maybe we try to go flat out there.
I think you need to. Well, I'm confused now. They were a lap down and they just carried on. The GT3 cars are carrying on racing.
But they're having fun, I mean.
Yeah, they haven't stopped. They've gone past, they've taken the checkered flag twice.
Yeah, they just keep going.
Well, our race winner, the number 23 Motor Lawtech GTR, wins the Nismo Grand Prix at the 20th anniversary Nismo Festival, a celebration of all things GTR this year. Forum Engineering car runs into the pits second, but it wasn't second. And we seem to have just completely lost the S-Road Mola GTR. It's just vanished. Here it comes. There he is.
First time I see it.
Yeah, it exists.
It sums up the year. That car winning. They have scored points in every single race this year and won the final race. Missed the championship
by 2 points. Yeah.
Very, very dominant also compared to the other Nissan cars. So, I mean, these guys have done an outstanding performance. And I think that race just showed it and how hard Ronnie was biting not to let Jan go through and to keep the lead.
I mean, Ronnie's becoming like the elder statesman. Taking you over from you as the old guy in the team. But he's not getting any slower, is he?
Absolutely not. And I mean, the determination these guys have, and Ronnie especially, working so hard. I give you an example. When they have to wake up at the race weekend at 6 in the morning, Ronnie sleeps at home, makes his whole family wake up at 6 in the morning for the whole week before. So he's not jet lagged by even 1 hour, when he would usually wake up at 7 or 8. That's how serious he's preparing for each race.
That's a serious advantage.
Serious preparation from not only Ronnie, also from Subio and from the whole team. And, you know, he's kind of, I said to him, well done, you make your own luck. You know, and he's doing that. And you see, you know, they kept scoring every time and always, never any mistakes, always on top form. Very impressive performance by these guys.
He said to me yesterday he's going all out for the title next year because he doesn't accept not winning this year.
Yes.
He doesn't. It's unacceptable.
He cannot. Yeah, he cannot accept it. And the car is now fast, and I think determination next year there's a big chance.
It's going to be a really interesting year of Super GT. Well, you've just been watching the Nismo Grand Prix here on Nismo TV, and if you like this, just hit like and subscribe.